Day 68, Min beneath the vines, because it's a bit too windy out there and the colours are glorious. Chapter 40, The Crash. Eco 9 of the 12th lunar cycle, Dawn. Dawn glowed pink on the horizon. Min glowed too with excitement. They were going home. No matter what she'd experienced, no matter what lay ahead, soon she'd be back with her family in the safety of her mountain gum home. Otlin was perched in a branch nearby, Tandle beside him. "Good morning, dear Glins," he greeted them. "As promised, Min, Radian, Fitlin and Luster, I'm going to deliver you safely home. The others will fly with Tandle. It's time to say goodbye." "Are you sure you're well enough, Otlin?" "As well as need be, Min," he replied, although he looked older, his eyes dull. "I'm not convinced," Min whispered to Fitlin. Cassian unfolded Min in a hug. "It's been such a joy working with you. Thank you for everything you've done and taught me. As you have me, I'm crossing my wings that at the least part of your forest has been spared." Arita flitted from Glyn to Glyn, throwing her arms about them and hugging them. "You've all become such good friends." Priska's eyes were glistening. "I'll miss you all so much." Radian clung to Arita like he'd never see her again. "We've shared so much together," Luster embraced Priska tightly. "We'll see each other again." Min's voice was shaking. Matilda stood back from the farewells, arms crossed. "It's been a pleasure," she said. So Galeen right now, Min thought. The bins boarded, waving energetically to each other as Otlin flew in a southerly direction and Tandle veered west towards the river gums. High above the river Mica, before they reached the junction with the Helios, Ming's winds started to pulsate. "Has anyone else noted that Otlin's not flying so well?" she ventured to the others. "He is flagging a bit," Radian agreed. "I'm sure he's in trouble, even though he won't admit it." "Our instinct is right," Flutter agreed. "Ask him," Flick said. As she started to crawl towards his ear tufts to ask, Otlin appeared to stall. His wings still spread, Min could see that his right wing was drooping. He glided for a while on the air currents, all the while losing altitude. Min hurried up. "What is it, Otlin?" "I need water. I'm going to land next to Micah." His voice was husky. "Maybe he's just thirsty." No, I do not think that at all," Flutter muttered as if in deep thought. "It's much more serious. We're in danger," Flick warned. A familiar feeling invaded Min. Anxiety. It came as a shock to realize that throughout all the danger they'd experienced, she couldn't remember feeling truly anxious. Terrified, yes, but not this burning, gnawing, fluttery hollowness in her stomach. As Otlin's descent to the ground became more unstable, the feeling increased. Something was wrong with him. If he could not fly, they could not get home. The idea made her sick with apprehension. He was falling rather than flying towards a mossy bank. "Quick, take flight! Otlin's going to crash!" Fitlin shouted. The Glins flung themselves rapidly from his back as he made his now uncontrolled descent. Hovering just above the ground, they flew towards him, watching in horror as he slammed into the bank. Otlin rolled onto his side, his right wing splayed at an ugly angle. Min could see blood streaming down his beautiful white chest feathers. She gaped, appalled at the red stain as it seeped into the moss next to his body. "He shouldn't have been flying. Why didn't you tell me to stop him from flying?" she raged at her wings. "Still learning, Min, as are you," Flick said softly. "It's only been less than 10 ecos, Flutter said. The best thing is to attend to him now." "Quick, Fitlin! We must find the wound and stem the bleeding." Min's voice rose in panic. "Radian, Luster, could you find a way to get some water into his beak?" Fitlin and Min examined his chest. "Look, Min!" Fitlin cried as he spotted a wound high up underneath the joint of Otlin's right wing. It was the source of the river of blood that had now reddened all his chest feathers. "Use all the metal iron we have left, Fitlin," Min pleaded. They eased Otlin's chest feathers away from the ragged gash and emptied Fitlin's amulet into the wound. "Please let the bleeding stop," she pleaded. "Please let him be all right." They watched as the blood flow slowed to a trickle, then stopped. "How does that feel now, Otlin?" she whispered, stroking his mighty head. He didn't answer. Dearest, dearest Ottoline, she hovered near his face, stroking the down at the top of his beak. What has happened to you? Hardly breathing, his eyelids flickered open, no longer a vibrant orange. They looked at her unseeing through an opaque film. Ottoline, Min cried out now in terrible fear. Ottoline, oh, Ottoline, please, please answer me, she sobbed. Struggling to breathe, his voice almost inaudible, and evidently in pain, he tried to answer. I was hit by an emberest, like a cannon, thought I was bruised. Min could see that it was an enormous effort for him to talk. Flying opened the wound, I think, grievously. He stopped talking. His eyes closed and his limp, stricken body lay unmoving. Wounded grievously, Min whispered to the others, her eyes wide with shock. Could he be mortally injured? Ottolin's breathing was ragged. He was opening his beak as if he still had something to say. Ottoline, please, please don't die. Tears coursed down Min's cheeks, splashing onto his beak. He tried to open his eyes. I'm so sorry. His eyes closed again. Oh, no, no, stay with us, Min pleaded. He didn't respond. Min lifted her head to look at the others, who were inconsolable. He's dying, she said, her voice trembling with emotion and pain. The last tear, Flutter whispered. Min grasped the vial she'd worn round her neck since leaving Mellon Street. The last tear. She heard Zilla's voice. Should anything happen to endanger a life, twist the top, right then left again, and administer the last tear directly onto the tongue. Either it will bring you back to life, or it will speed you to the bright beyond. She unhooked it, twisted the top, and emptied the glistening tear into his beak. Beloved Ottoline, she whispered, with all our hearts and souls, we beg that this brings you back to life. We love you, we cannot lose. She couldn't finish her words. She lay her tiny frame down on his beak, stroked his dust-caked brow feathers, and wept. And I'll see you beneath the trees tomorrow.